Hi everybody, I'm Travis with Lansing Motorsports and Lansing Automart. You can find us online at lansingautomart.org or facebook.com/lansingautomart. Today we're going to do a quick start video on the HISUN Sector 550 model. To start with, this has half doors, which have a handle right there that you can reach from the inside or outside. To start this unit, I recommend being in neutral. If you have it in gear, it will start, but you'll have to have your foot on the brake. I recommend turning the key to the on position and waiting for the gauges to cycle. This machine, you really can start before then, but if you wait for the gauges to cycle, you'll hear that fuel pump kick on and then cycle off. It's gonna start better if you do that. This one's in neutral, so I'm just gonna turn the key on. When it first starts up, you're gonna see that check engine light. It's gonna go away after the system completes its checks. You're gonna see miles on the unit, what gear you're in, so it's in neutral right now, your fuel gauge and the time. Over here, you're gonna have your RPMs and your speed. To change gear on this unit, you need to have your foot on the brake. Up is high. I just shifted into high gear. Up one more is low. When you shift into low gear, it will show low gear, but I recommend pushing it forward and tapping the gas to make sure you're all the way in low. Sometimes you'll get it to click another half an inch or so, and then you're engaged. If you don't hold it there and you tap the gas and you're just under neutral, or under low rather, you may get it to click into gear. The best thing to do is hold it forward. That way your transmission doesn't click trying to go into gear. Now I have my foot back on the brake. I'm going to shift from low down to high, down to neutral, and then further down into reverse. This screen is proving difficult to show on camera, but that'll show you're in reverse there. I'm back in neutral. I'm going to shut the engine off. I do want to show the parking brake mechanism on this model. I'm going to go ahead and open up the door here. So this parking brake is foot actuated. All you have to do is press that down. To release that parking brake, you just push on this brake pedal. Now, if you just barely push on it, it'll actually let you start the vehicle and drive with the parking brake engaged, which will wear and could cause damage. Just make sure you push down firmly, and that will pop up like that. The best thing to do to prevent damage is to have your other foot on it, push down firm, and gently let it release. Now your parking brake is off, but to prevent from rolling on a hill, I recommend leaving that engaged until you're ready to go. Push that to get it off, then go ahead and start it up. I'm gonna turn the key on with the engine off just to show the other options you've got here. So this is your headlight switch. If you click this to on, then this switch is active. Right now we've got the headlights on, low beam. You click this button, they'll switch from low beam to high beam. These are LED headlights on the newer models. They're very bright, give you plenty of light. Here you've got your two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive switch, your locking front differential. So it's unlocked right now in two-wheel drive. You got your hazard switch. I don't know if you can see that on the camera there. Turn that back off. You have your winch in and out, your turn signals. This is a pre-wired accessory switch, so if you add a light bar or anything else, sound bar, something like that, and you want to wire it to this switch, this will allow you to not have to add a switch on. Now, if you want to put more than one accessory, you actually have another cutout here. Here you have a little 12-volt cigarette style lighter. You also have two USBs in there for charging your phone and whatnot. With the machine running, you will always see to the left and right of the neutral. Right now, your differential on the front is unlocked and you are not in four-wheel drive. I'm gonna click the four-wheel drive switch and it's gonna show we are now in four-wheel drive. All four wheels are connected. I'm gonna lock the front differential. Now on the screen, you'll see the X on this side showing the differential is locked in the front. recommend a majority of the time drive this front differential unlocked and in two-wheel drive. If both of those things don't automatically go off, back up a couple of feet and then they should go back to this. This shows you're in two-wheel drive unlocked. You have large, oversized off-road tires and alloy wheels, nitrogen shocks. Like I said, you got the little half door there. You have a dump bed. This bed is really nice. It's got bed rails on the top to tie things to. You also have inside the bed those little tie downs to secure things. Nice little tailgate. You do have a 2-inch receiver down there on the bottom. Go ahead and dump the bed here. You just pull up on this lever right here. Now it's dumped. That lever is actually on either side, so you can dump it from either side, and then just push this back down. Just gonna show from here, you can see the engine, suspension, everything back here. Got your gas cap right there. If you buy one of these from us, we include the battery maintainer. All the stuff in here comes from HISUN. So they actually already give you a connection for a maintainer. That way you don't have to install one. So if you buy one from someone else and you want to hook it up, you can just buy the maintainer. If you buy it from us, you get the maintainer that already hooks into the factory installed maintainer hookup there. They also, this is really nice, they include a wireless winch remote. So you can either use this in and out switch, or you can, with the key on, turn this on and then hit in and out on there. You also get, this is a hitch extender. So that's gonna take your 2-inch receiver back here and extend the length out so it's easier to hook something up without it being so far under the bed. The seat is very easy to remove. It just snaps in on the front, so just lift it up, slide it off. To put it back in, those things right there on either side hook in right here. And then once those are hooked in the back, in the front, the pegs go in there and it just snaps down. Access to the engine is under this cover here. I don't know how well this shows up, but that is your dipstick right there. That's where you would add oil after an oil change or pull the dipstick out to check it. And that's just right through that access cover. So it's just right here on the kind of passenger side right there. I'm gonna put this cover back on and then open these other two to show you. So as you saw, I just took this cover off by lifting up on it and sliding it out. It just slides right back in there. The two side covers come off fairly easily as well. You just have these little wing nuts to take off and then the whole thing slides off. You shouldn't need to get to this side a whole lot. This is where your fuel tank is, so that's gonna be your access to get to the top, like the fuel pump. The other side you may wanna get to, although with the battery maintainer, you still might not need to get there very often. I'm gonna go ahead and take these two wing nuts off and show you. I took the two wing nuts off and set them to the side to show you. Once you unscrew those, it's real easy. Just lift up on this and slide it out. That is where your battery is. You also have some main fuses in there, but there is a fuse box up front under the hood we're gonna go over next. So to put that back on, you just slide that back in, take those two wing nuts, screw them back in here. The next thing I wanna show you is the hood. This one does not require any tools to take off. You just turn both of those. The opposite direction. This is just going to lift up and then it's held in front with those tabs, so just slide it forward, lift it off. Under here, that box opens easily like most vehicles. You just pop those clamps off, your air filter is under there. This is going to be your coolant reservoir. That's going to be your actual radiator cap. Then this is a little fuse block up front. At this point in the video, I'm usually doing a test drive. I'm gonna put a short clip of a test drive on this one instead of driving it through the lot like I normally do. I wanna try to make these videos a little quicker for you guys so they're more bite-sized chunks. But there's gonna be a better test drive of the Sector 550 in my other video, which is the comparison between the Massimo T-Boss 560 and this Sector 550. So please go watch that video and you'll see test drive. I'll do a little tiny bit of footage on here showing this one driving. But I do just want to mention, like I have on our other videos, obviously the starting procedure we went over is important. Turn the key, wait for the gauges to cycle before you crank it. It's best to start it in neutral. But on any of these machines, I recommend your four-wheel drive and your locking differential switches. Only activate those at a stop. Do not be rolling and engage either of those or you could cause damage. And then, like I said, if anytime you turn on the four-wheel drive or differential switch and then you turn them back off and they stay showing on that screen, just back up a few feet and they should unlock. A couple other things I want to go over is low gear and high gear on these machines. I recommend using high gear if you're going to be driving out on a main road. Low gear is going to be kind of protection for your belt and your clutches. So if you're pulling something, if you're going up some crazy steep, you got a bunch of weight in the bed, those kind of situations, you want to run in low gear to protect the belt and clutches. You're going to get more use out of them. They're going to last longer. But if you're pulling out on the main road, go ahead and put it in high gear. Now, just like the 4x4 differentials, locking differential, that kind of stuff, you want to be completely stopped to switch from low to high, and you want to have your foot on the brake so the linkage moves more easily. This seat belt does have a sensor in it, so you want to keep it buckled. If you don't have it buckled in there and you take off in this machine, it's going to cough and sputter. It's going to limit your speed. It's going to act like you have an issue with your fuel pump, and it's just not going to let you go very fast. Just make sure to always have your driver's side, at least, seatbelt buckled. That way your governor's not in place and you can drive at normal speed. This machine here, once broken in, I'm gonna say is between 40 and 50 miles an hour top speed. Probably about 45 is a pretty reasonable expectation. I've had one up to 40. It has plenty of power, so I would say it could go over that. Just want to reiterate, we are a dealer. Not only do we sell these, we offer a full parts department. We have a service department. We can do warranty work, service work. We can do real minor things for you. If you don't want to do an oil change, we can do that for you. We can do a whole lot more than just oil changes. We can install accessories, snow plows, sound bars, stuff like that. I just can't emphasize enough the importance of buying from a dealer over a box store. Those box stores don't do a pre-delivery inspection. They don't have a service department, so they're not checking these out. And we do find that they need adjustments. Sometimes they need parts. These are things that we take care of before our customer ever gets the unit, so they don't have a warranty claim right away. We really go through them and make sure that they're operating as they should be before you get them. Not only is that pre-delivery important, but after the sale service, those box stores are going to give you either a 1-800 number to call and you're going to have to find a shop to work on it, or in the case of Tractor Supply, they're going to have a shop already set up, but that shop services several tractor supplies and they're usually a lawnmower shop. I have nothing against lawnmower shops. I also have nothing against Tractor Supply. I use both. I'm a big Tractor Supply fan. I buy lots of stuff from them. I just wouldn't buy a piece of equipment like this from them. The reason why is if you take it to one of those lawnmower shops, you're dropping it off. In most cases, they've never worked on one of these units. If they have, they don't stock parts for them like we do. And you're gonna have a much lengthier return time to you to get your service completed. I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. I'm gonna try to do more of them. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video. That really encourages me to do more. I'm gonna do more of these quick start videos, more test drive videos, and try to even do some maintenance videos if you're wanting to do like your own oil changes. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/LansingAutomart, or check out current pricing at lansingautomart.org. Thank you.